everyone, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for Talamasca, the secret order that we still don't have a name for our show yet. For November 3rd.
Talamasca, where everything is in just one book.
Yeah, hey, at least we have a theme song, I guess. But
Karen off Oklahoma.
Scarlet here, yeah, I know. But we're all here. We're going to talk about the third episode, The Task at Hand. Make sure you guys also join us tomorrow at 10 Eastern for our show Fandom Access. And I think for Lazarus, Scarlet and I decided just to wait until next week since we have enough time to finish it up, and we'll do episode 3 and 4 next week since Scarlet will not be home this week. But well, obviously today, after today, I should say, won't be home. But yeah. So that is what is on tap so far for this week. But first, we're going to do Talamasca tonight. So, Karen, you were starting to say you obviously have strong feelings about this episode.
The emotions.
I mean, I found this episode to be unpleasant to watch because I find the character of Guy thoroughly unpleasant. And just like, I'm like, you know, he's so unpleasant in the way he speaks to Helen, his boss, is just unbelievable. And he's such a whiner. Like, you joined a 1700-year-old secret society, and then you're like, and you've worked there for 2 weeks, and you're so mad that people haven't told you. Like, what? Like, you're a spy. People don't tell you the truth. Like, he's so entitled that the way he speaks to that he should know everything, and they've lied to him, and they ruined my life, and all this stuff.
Well, they did kind of ruin his life, Karen.
Did they? I mean, did it? I'm not aware that they forced his mother to give up her child. Perhaps she willingly went into the Talamasca and was like, "Send my kid to foster care." We don't really know.
He was lied to, though.
I mean, he was lied to that his foster mother was like, but you know, his foster mother lied to him. I mean, nobody in the Talamasca actually lied to him because they never met him before, right? But yes, they watched him. They manipulated him. I don't know if it's true that his mother was never on drugs. Maybe she was on drugs and the Talamasca saved her. Like, who knows? Like, Guy just assumes, wait, my life was ruined. But, you know, I mean, his life, okay, he didn't know his mother, and that is sad. But they did send him to all the best schools and get him into law school, and he had a pretty good life. And he's just, oh my God, he's such a whiner. I can't stand that guy.
It makes me feel like you had an ex-boyfriend that looks like this guy.
I didn't. But I mean, you guys don't think that his whole like they ruined my life is like a major like. I mean, his mother bears some responsibility for. If you think she was never on drugs, doesn't his mother bear some responsibility for like abandoning her child and like doing whatever the Talamasca? Like, we don't know anything about that.
I feel like we won't know until we know what really went on. I agree with you. I don't love Guy, but I actually thought this episode brought me more into the story and made me more wanted to see what was going to happen. Not because of Guy.
There's a lot more action going on, and I like that.
Really?
I like that investigator lady, the detective. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like her too.
She's my favorite character now, like Ridge or whatever she was. Love her.
Yeah, it's definitely not Guy that made me like it more, because I don't love him either. But I did think the story was more interesting this week. I feel like I finally, I don't know, I'm into it, know a bit more what's going on, and I feel more invested in it. Yeah. I also think that I kind of like that, as much as he is like whiny, which I agree with, I do kind of like that he's like, fuck Helen, I'm doing what I want, because I think that could end up a more interesting story.
Or whatever her name is.
Yeah, or whatever her name really is.
I love that little
I get it. He's a spy, right? Like, they're going to lie to him, but he's kind of like,
I'm sorry. If I have worked at the CIA for 2 weeks, do I think that the CIA has told me all their secrets? Right? No. Like, what is he? I mean,
no, but they are putting him, to be fair, they are putting him in harm's way without telling him what's at stake and how dangerous it is.
Really?
So
I'm sorry.
They should have told him. I'm not saying everything.
What didn't they tell him? They told him They told him he joined an organization where his job is spying on vampires. Like, how did he not know he was in danger?
I guess, but I still feel like they maybe should have told him what happened to Soledad and that's why they hired him, because then he wouldn't have agreed to do any of it.
Really? I mean, does he think no vampire has ever killed a Talamasca? Like they're
True, but
vampires.
the vampire didn't kill her. She walked in
Can
front
he
of the train.
disagree not to work there? Because I didn't see a scene because they said, "Oh, you can't go back to your job." I thought he was going to try to call the guy up, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just hired someone else," or something like really quick.
Yeah, that part kind of pissed me off when she told him that he could leave anytime. I mean, that was their agreement. And then she's like, "Nope, no, you can't. You're screwed now."
She didn't say you can't leave. She didn't say you can't leave. She said
you can't go back to that job, which was what the agreement was.
Well, she said that's not an option that's available to you right now. But I don't know if that's true. The job just called him the day before to check on him.
Yeah, that sounded like a threat with what she said, in my opinion. Like,
that's why I wanted a little scene in there to know either way.
I don't know, but she didn't say you can't leave ever. When he said, "I'm just going to go home," she said that wouldn't be a good idea, is what she said.
But
she
didn't think that sounded like she meant it as a veiled threat?
I don't know what I mean. I don't know what she meant, but I mean, I really think that as much as Guy thinks he went off and did his own thing and he's going to do whatever he wants, Helen's been watching him for his entire life, and I think she knows exactly what he's going to do. And I don't think that this is him actually doing anything different than what Helen expected from him.
That's fair. I do think it's funny though that she gave him like next to no training, and he's been such a bad like spy, and now if she isn't aware of everything he's doing, he seems to be finding the stuff she doesn't want him to and doing a better job, I think, than she anticipated, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Scarlet? It sounds like you didn't hate it as much as Karen, but no, I don't know.
I really don't mind Guy. I'm not really like, oh my God, this is the best character I've ever seen in a show. I mean, I kind of understand his motivation since his whole life has been kind of a lie. If I woke up and everything wasn't exactly like I thought it was, I'd be like a little bit off kilter, maybe a little whiny. And just the detective character, I was engaged with her. I thought, wow, there's somebody who's actually smart in the show. That's cool. And I like the witches. I liked all the witches that lived on the houseboat. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
I didn't hate the whole episode. I hate Guy.
Yeah, everybody seems to not like him very much from the other people who talk about him.
He's really I can't think of one thing he's done that like is likable or that endeared him to me. Yes, right.
Yeah. He's probably going to end up being Lestat's kid.
That's what Scarlet keeps saying.
No, there's a mention in a book about Lestat having some kid, like human child, in one of the later books, and I'm like, kind of looks like the actor that plays Lestat, a little younger, And if so, Karen, he'll be around for a long time, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this.
He's so abrasive. He's so abrasive.
He is. And I kind of question, like, did they purposely make him unlikable? Or is it just it didn't work out the way the writers were hoping? Because usually the main character, you're not supposed to dislike him as much as it seems like the majority of the people watching this show do.
I don't really dislike him. I don't know. I guess I'm not getting what everybody else is throwing down.
I guess you're a nicer person than most people.
I don't know so much.
I'm more open-minded with my characters.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say I dislike him as much as you do. I definitely don't like him. I mean, I wouldn't say like I have necessarily a positive outlook on him, but I don't have as negative as one of you as you do.
I really am starting to feel like when he's on the screen, I'm a little disappointed, and I prefer the scenes that he's not in. And he's the main character. He's in like almost every scene. Right? I'm like, maybe that's why I like the police investigator. Maybe that's why you like her, because Guy's not in any of that scenes. When she's
I just like her because she seems to have a brain in her head, and she knows how to go from A to B and ask questions.
Yeah, she's the only one that seems to be.
I just got done watching.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got done watching Murders in the Building where people weren't asking the right questions, and I finally found a character in another show that is.
Yeah,
so bear with me.
No, I think she's going to end up becoming a problem for them. I think is where that's going, but. Maybe that's too why I like that he's not listening to Helen and going over and talking to Jasper like he is, but I don't think that's so much. I necessarily think what he did was smart so much as I'd rather see more Jasper. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, he's got a slumber party over his house during the day. I guess during the day.
Yeah, he's
Not the
kind of
night.
stuck there now. Kimberly says I'm a bit indifferent towards Guy. I like the witches and I also like the other Talamasca lady. I assume she means the person who may or may not be named Helen.
Well, no, I think she means the hot
Olive.
handler.
The
The
woman that
handler.
looked the
Okay,
lady?
yeah, she might mean the handler. Kelly says I don't hate him, but he doesn't act as smart as he supposedly is.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Kelly likes Jasper. Kimberly says I thought Helen told him to go knock on Jasper's door. She did, but he kind of threw her under the bus and told him. I don't think that was the plan she had in mind.
Really?
Which I like.
I think
Maybe
it's the
I'm
plan.
wrong. Maybe she did know he would do that, but
look, she didn't
doesn't
have a
think
plan
she
in
wanted
mind.
him to do it.
She didn't have a plan in mind, though. She
That's
said,
right. She would say, whatever you come up with on the moment is better than any plan I give you. But I don't think she meant throw me under the bus.
I don't think he threw her under the bus. Do you think that Jasper doesn't know Helen exists? Like, of course he does. He runs.
Oh, no. I think he knows Helen exists. But I mean, like, I don't know. I question that they want you to think he's like, I don't care about Helen. I'm going to work with Jasper because Helen lied to me. And maybe that was just his way to get in. I don't know. But I could see him working with Jasper because Helen pissed him off. And that's why I'm saying, like, I kind of maybe like that idea. And I think it's just because I like Jasper more than I do Guy. So I don't know.
I
yeah,
think
we'll have to see. It might
Helen
be
knew exactly. I think Helen gave him this assignment because he's a whiny little bitch, and she knew exactly. Helen's been watching him since birth, right? She knows him as well as he knows himself, probably. And I think for him, I think she wanted him to go off half-cocked and like not have a plan. Maybe it makes Jasper less likely to see through him or to right. Like I think I think Helen is like crazy like a fox.
Yeah, maybe. And it's also probably the only way it'll work. And so it's kind of like do whatever you can, even if it's not what I would necessarily want you to do, I guess.
And there might be off chance that she might be his aunt and or some other relative, which is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I do think that's a possibility. The Lestat thing, I don't know, but I think she could be related to him. Yeah, maybe it's her nephew. Maybe her sister is his mother. That would make sense.
Or that girl who looked like a best friend. Or
was that supposed to be her? We said her sister, but they made it more like it was her best friend. She still looked exactly like her to me. I thought it was supposed to be her sister, but maybe I'm inferring. Her sister. Okay.
Well, we don't know. We think I don't think it's not the same kid playing the two of them, right? They just have the same.
It may not be, but they look very much the same.
I mean,
Kimberly had meant Olive, the handler.
Olive, that's her name, Olive.
The one that licked that lady.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, exactly.
Why did she's like, I'm your handler? I'm like, well, my first question would be, why'd you lick that lady?
There are other ways she could have handled him, as she said.
Yeah, I'm handling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Golden Child says I just think needs to be more grateful. They finally got answers that explains his gift. You know, I did think he wanted answers, but maybe he thought he wanted answers and he really didn't, because he doesn't seem too keen on that period. Kimberly says, I think he knew he had to throw the Talamasca under the bus to gain an alliance. Yes, I guess my question is, did Helen expect him to do that? Like, she may have figured he'd do that, which is, I think, what you're saying, Karen, that like she knew he'd do that. Or maybe he really isn't throwing him under the bus and it's all a ruse. I don't know.
Throwing under the bus. Throwing under the bus is like, I mean,
well, telling him that she sent him there and why he's there. He wasn't, I don't think, supposed to do that, or at least she didn't tell him to do that. That was kind of his own thing.
She didn't tell him to do anything. She said, do whatever you want.
I took it that
whatever you do, probably is the best thing.
Yeah, I know, but I took it that he's kind of like, I don't give a shit what Helen wanted. I'm pissed at her right now. Like, I felt like he was saying, let's work together because it'll piss Helen off. Like, that's almost the intent I felt he was saying. And they didn't outright say that, but
yes. And I think if Helen was worried that he was mad at her and didn't want like to have an agent who was mad at her, she would have told him some things. She continued to withhold when she knew he was angry. I think she wanted him to go off angry.
That's
I also
fair.
think you can call Olive his handler, but Olive is not his handler. Helen handles him.
No, Helen's his handler. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure what that's about. That is you're right. She really didn't do much
Yeah.
of a handler. All right. So let's jump into the actual episode. So we get a flashback. I guess that the thing that confused me a bit is that they put the date after the flashback. So even the fire happened in 1972, right?
Yeah.
That was to me was a
That
little
was really
confusing.
weird.
Yeah.
The fire happened in 72. The library's burned down, but somehow the 752 survived. And 752 is the only record of what was in that library that got burned
That's what they think, yeah. But so the idea is though, and I guess is what to me didn't make a lot of sense, is so they've been looking for this for what? I can't add that in my head. I'm too tired. 53
A while.
years.
Yeah.
So, and they don't even know for sure if it exists. That's why when I watched this the first time, I thought that like they were saying about when the Talamasca was, I don't know, that headquarters in Amsterdam was created, but I thought the fire was supposed to have been like happened recently. And then when I rewatched it this time, I realized I clearly took that wrong. But it just seems funny to me that they've been looking this long for a book that they don't even know if it exists. And it's like, yeah, Guy, the worst spy ever is the one that's going to find it, right?
Well, I mean,
that's a little problematic to me.
It's a MacGuffin, right? But I was surprised that an organization with the resources that the Talamasca has a priceless library with no fire suppression system. There are no sprinklers. There's no like gas. There's no reverse oxygen. Like,
and all this knowledge was so important, but they didn't have it. And granted, no internet, but they could have like had copies made. It makes no sense that they wouldn't have had copies made.
Well, no, they might have. She says there's a point in this episode where Helen says nobody knows what the 752 is. She does say some people think it's microfiche, which was cutting edge technology in 72.
Right, but she did say that they didn't have copies of this knowledge, or at least that's what I thought she was saying.
They think there might, but one of the things that this 752 could be is copies of this knowledge on
right. But I guess what I'm saying is, why would they have not had like multiple libraries with copies of these books? Like, it seems that to me is like a really
or make one big book and then copy it over and over again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Book
like,
of Talamasca.
Something that's really
Talamasca for dummies.
Problem. That,
I don't know, because maybe it's too knowledgeable to get out. Like, it's too important to have copies going around because it could get out, right? Like,
I guess, but I would think headquarters would have one. I don't know.
I was just listening on the radio tonight. They were interviewing this guy who was talking about like nuclear weapons, and he said, I have a point. Listen to me for 1 second. He said that the U.S. like nuclear, like the people in charge of the nuclear weapon systems, up until 2019, they were still using like big 5-inch floppy disks, that literally floppy kind that we have to like do all their work on. And part of the reason is they do not want to be like subject to cyber attack, right? So like nothing's connected to the internet on like certain systems.
Oh, that I get. I just would think
I'm thinking like, why would this is maybe why the Talamasca would not have electronic copies of like it's
no. I just think they would have physical books that are copies.
Yeah, they would get like some people that are like monks that would just copy the book.
Or at least have people that have all that information they've memorized or something. I don't know. It's just it's a weak part of the story for me, is all I'm saying.
Well, like because they do have a copy. It's the 752, right?
Right. But the fact that that's the only copy is silly. But
411.
Well, because it's a MacGuffin. That's why it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you're right. It's just
I don't know if anybody's read the Mayfair books, but one of the pages burning is Susan Mayfair.
Yeah.
And it just tells the history of the Mayfair witches and Lasher, I think.
Oh, I hate Lasher.
The wind that lashes the trees. You know, Lasher?
One reason I hated the series so much is because I hated Lasher, and I hated that actor. Lasher really turned me off from watching the whole show.
You read the book though too.
So
right?
what you're saying, Carol, these shows, it's like a casting problem.
It is, because I don't I generally don't have a problem with Alexandra Daddario, but I hate her in that role.
She was really good in White Lotus.
Yeah, I didn't like her at all in that role. I guess I'm very subject to casting, I guess.
Well, there was a rumor that they picked her personality from one of the later Anne Rice books, which is different than the personality in The Witching Hour.
Yeah.
Because the other book was shorter than The Witching Hour, because The Witching Hour was like, 1,500 pages.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, I don't think that. Thanks, DJ. Appreciate it.
I was hoping that
Yeah,
maybe Susan Mayfair would come into the story somehow. That'd be kinda
yeah,
cool.
I don't think a lot. I think that show didn't do as good as Interview, obviously. But yeah,
No,
I don't think we were talking about this earlier. I don't think that the three shows really have much crossover. I mean, we had Daniel in the first episode, but I think that's about all we're gonna get.
don't really.
Until Guy is Lestat's kid.
I do think, you guys, that this was a wholly unnecessary flashback. And like Helen already told us there was a fire and all the books were burned, the knowledge was lost, and she's telling us we need the 752 because the knowledge was lost. I didn't really need to see a flashback of a fire.
I'm a show person, not a tell person, so I enjoyed it.
Okay, I mean, fire effects they were decent effects.
They're fine. There'll be little stories about the books. I've been taking some pauses on the different books that were burning up.
Yeah, but
and one looked either like a microfiche or something with numbers on it, almost like a Pantone book. It was kind of weird.
Oh yeah,
I didn't look that close, to be honest. So I don't know.
The colors of Talamasca.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Like, it didn't bother me we had a flashback, but I see what you're saying. She did explain the whole
mesmerism
thing. So I don't know that we necessarily needed it. Okay, so back in the present day, this is where we meet detective, I guess her name's Ridge, who's investigating Kevis and Archie, their murder-suicide. The other cops think that's what it is, but she isn't so sure that's what it is because there's not a lot of blood around Archie, and we are fairly certain that's because he had his throat ripped out or bit out by vampire.
A little bit of a snack.
Well, somebody drank the blood, right? That's
a little bit of snack.
Yeah.
She also makes a point that there's no way Kevis carried him up the stairs or pushed him up the stairs because she's too small. But they did find some other DNA evidence that they're going to run, and we know that DNA evidence is very, very most likely
because
belongs to
the big dummy left a hair.
Among fingerprints and everything else.
Well, they do specifically say there's a hair that doesn't belong to either victim.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, unless it's a hair from the vampire that drank Archie's blood, right? It was on Archie. So it could be a hair of the vampire that drank Archie's blood, but that would be dumb because the DNA will yield nothing. It's got to have to be Guy's.
Yeah.
Right. Although why would Guy's DNA be in the British system either, right? Like there's no, like, I don't know whose hair that would be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how their DNA is over there. Cause you're right. If he wasn't like fingerprinted and DNA'd over there or however you call it, you're right. I don't know that he would be in the system, but I don't know that they've thought it through that detailed. I think it's just, you're supposed to know it's his DNA, the end. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's.
No, I think you're right.
I think that's kind of the point. All right. So then while this is going on, there's Kevin there. Yeah. All right.
So then comes back as a ghost. I want to see her come back as a ghost.
That could be interesting. Don't think it's going to happen, but it could be interesting.
I wish. Can a girl wish?
So we go back to Guy here, who is once again still at his, out flyers for the strip club. And looking for a drop. And when he does see that somebody left him another dead drop, he goes and picks it up. And he follows where I forget exactly what information it was that was in it, but it leads him to go to this bar, which is why, it says House of Lies. That's what it is. And it's the name of the bar. And this is where he finds that Helen and Olive are there. This is Olive. That was the one that was, as Scarlet said, licked Kevis.
Licker.
I'd have so many, if I met her, I'd have so many questions for her. Like, why? And,
Yeah, I'm not sure that introduction to me made a lot of sense. It seems very gratuitous. Like, what was the purpose of that other than for a TV show to be
just having the same line? Oh, you're in so much trouble.
Yeah, and to say that because she's like, again, I told you were in so much trouble. Like, really?
Before you thought it was sexy trouble. Now it's just regular trouble.
Now it's not good trouble.
Yeah.
She says she's his handler. She handled him or something like that. She makes a comment. But yeah, they are not worried about anything. They're like, your DNA isn't going to be found on the scene, which we know is not really the case at this point. And he's freaking out, and he's upset with good reason. He found her body. He found her strangled. He liked her. He didn't like finding. I mean, I don't think he wanted to find anybody's body. I think he's kind of traumatized by everything that happened. And they're like, oh, it's no big deal, is basically how this conversation goes, right?
I mean, I get it, but again, you took a job with a secret spy organization that like is involved with vampires and witches, and you're tailing like vampires, and now you're horrified that you had to see a dead body. It's like, I'm shocked to find out there's gambling going on in here, right? Like,
yeah, kind of.
Like I'm like, what exactly job did you think you were getting?
You were signing on for, right?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
No, that's fair. He does not, I guess, did not think through his acceptance of the job. Let's put it that way. Now, I tried to write down, I think she said her name was Papadoro, something like that. Did you catch what she was saying? Kavess's
real name was?
Yes. I don't know if it's supposed to be her real name or her code name.
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just
since she's dead, I don't really like, whatever. More information about her is not.
We'll just call her.
Come back as a ghost, I swear.
But the point is, they're saying that he's fine and not to worry, and he's like, "How can I not worry? I found a body." Is basically. And this is when he's like, "You need to tell me now what's going on." And you're right. Why would he expect her to actually tell him the truth?
He's such a little Generation Z, like, entitled little.
I feel like the problem is, and this is not a good thing, but I feel like they want us to feel like he's our eyes, like, what, we would ask these questions, which we wouldn't, because I agree, you sign up to be a spy, like, why are you surprised this is going on? But
are you talking about Papadorus, your last name?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It does say Kevin's Papadorus. I was kind of.
It might have been. I
thought you meant some magical witch name, or
no. I wasn't sure. That's what I said.
Like Brown Cow or something was her code name.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like they want you to feel like you're in Guy's shoes, and that you would ask all these questions, and that's what they're trying to do. It's just not working.
Because
he does ask ridiculous questions. He does whine a lot. And I think it's just the character's very
and he has a real tone in his voice all the time. He's
entitled. He thinks
he's entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I feel like he has to at least have a little bit of like what is going on, because just died. Yeah. But I kind of liked her and she died.
But I kind of feel like, I do not watch a lot of spy shows. You guys, or at least, I don't know about Scarlet, I don't know about you, but I know Karen has seen like a lot more like James Bond. And
I like Austin Powers.
Well, yeah, I've seen that. Mission Impossible, more things than I have. But I still feel like if I was hired to work as a spy, I would know more than this guy. And I don't even watch spy shows. Like, he does really, really stupid things that you would not do if you were working as a spy or for the CIA, or that you would assume. Because you're right, you wouldn't just be like, I agreed to work with you, now I want answers. Like, you wouldn't expect them to actually give you the answers. He is pompous.
That is the word. That is the word. Pompous is the word that he is, right? And he thinks like that he's worked there for 2 weeks and he should be entitled to the entire knowledge that Helen has about everything, right?
Yeah.
Look, I believe that if you were a spy, wouldn't you think, yes, there are things that are safer for me to not know?
Yeah, and that's
safer
what she's
for myself, safer for
that's just bad training.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he had
they needed like 2 hours of training. They made him watch a video, and they're like, "How to be a spy."
Well, yeah, and certain pieces of intelligence need to be compartmentalized, partly for your own good, partly in case you get captured and tortured. You can't, I mean,
you don't want to know everything. It can actually be detrimental if you do. Hey, Julie, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah, I just think he's a bad spy. But like I said, to be fair, he got like a week and a half or whatever it was of training. So
yeah, except later in this episode, he turns out to be the greatest tail in the world. He's like,
I know. When did he learn anything? I thought he was horrible, and suddenly he's like killing her.
He's like, he's like, oh, Helen, you told me to read all those books on spycraft, so I read them. I'm like,
guess what? It worked
and
suddenly.
Spycraft for dummies.
It didn't work.
An idiot's guide to spycraft.
I'm sorry. You guys don't think that Helen totally let him tail her to this place?
I do agree with you there. I do think she let it happen, and maybe she like you said, maybe everything that's happening is happening exactly the way she wanted it to, and she's just letting him think that he's in control.
I mean, it has to be
either that or she's a really bad spy too, and I tend to think she's not supposed to be a bad spy.
If she turns out to also be grossly incompetent as a spy, I'm done with this show. I mean, everybody can't suck. Everybody can't suck.
Yeah, I think it's just he does, and I think
I'm totally okay with this show, man.
Yeah, no, I don't get the fact though that this whole time we are supposed to think he's a really bad spy, and suddenly he knew how to tail her. So yes, I agree with you. I think she had to have let him tail her. But anyway, he demands answers, and she's like, okay, let me talk to Malone. And this is where she tells him about the 752, which we've kind of already discussed, book of information, or at least that's what she thinks it is. She believes it exists. That's what his point is, why she's sending him, is to find this book. And we think it's what Kevis had, supposedly. At least that's what
it makes me think of an area code. You know how you say like, oh yeah, I live in the 410. Mine is 410. I live in the 410, right? Like
I'd say it reminds me of an 084, but you wouldn't get the reference. So I'll just leave it at that. AJ's not here to get the reference.
It just reminds me of 411. Get the 411.
Yeah, that too.
Get the 411.
Yeah. So either way, she acts like she's telling him a bunch of shit, but we know she's really not giving anything away. Then we go to this guy again, Checkers, who is also pretty dumb.
Checkers.
Yeah, he is also pretty dumb because he's like, I was promoted. Yes, I screamed at my boss and said all these bad things about how bad my boss was, and he promoted me. I'm getting a new job and moving on.
Well, he is getting a new job.
I know, but like, how could this guy fall for this? He should have ran.
Well, in this scene, he believes he's being promoted to there's going to be a new mother house in Indonesia, and he's going to be part of setting up the new mother house, right, in Jakarta.
Yeah, and they're like, there is no mother house in Jakarta.
I mean, I don't know that he is so excited about it. I think he's bragging for his coworkers, right?
Yeah, but I think he should have known that he should run. I mean, like, he chewed his boss out. Like, what boss promotes you when you do what he did?
He doesn't. I mean, but he might know that he's being shifted aside, but he's pitching it to these guys as a promotion. But I don't think he knew that there was a vampire in charge of the mother house who was going to kill him.
No, that I definitely don't think he knew. But I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah. No, I know that, yes, I agree he was bragging, but I kind of felt like he believed it, though. Maybe I took it differently, but I thought that he believed he was being promoted, and which was like really, really dumb to believe it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe
I don't know. I mean, I've had bosses who respond well to frankness and hearing the straight truth, and I've had bosses who respond well to a little bit of pushback, not to like totally being like, you're the word. I mean, Checkers went a little too far in his. There are bosses who respond well to a little pushback. I don't think he gave a little pushback. I think he gave like a
lot of pushback.
Well, he was insubordinate, really, right?
Yeah.
And so he's being like he's being dumped out of the London office. He's being forced out of the London office, set aside, I think, and that's what he's being told.
Demoted.
I don't know if he's being demoted, but he's being transferred because his boss doesn't want him around, right? He's being transferred.
Well, later on, he's demoted to.
Well, later on, but he doesn't know that there's a vampire in charge, right? And I don't know how many people know except for Cancer Man.
No, there's vampire. Don't they train about vampires?
Yeah, but they don't know that the vampires have taken over the London Mother House. That Jasper, that they don't know that their boss has been compromised by vampires.
No, I was going to say Helen does, but she's the only one that does.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he goes. He leaves the bar, and they grab him. And
see, Kimberly thought Jasper liked him when he was talking to the camera. turns
Yeah,
out,
he did seem a little impressed, I think, that he told him off too, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
And I mean, who knows? Jasper may be like think he's doing him a favor because he's turning him for all we know.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think Jasper thinks he's doing him a favor. I don't think
I don't either, but I'm saying like
I don't think keeping you in a cage and feeding you live ferrets is doing you a
no,
favor.
that part no. But I
Oh,
mean,
what a
I
great
could
job.
see, what I'm saying is I could see Jasper being like,
Sign up.
I made you. I let you be, this great creature. Like in that sense, like him thinking that what he did, regardless of what they're doing to him now, but like him letting him be a vampire. Like
But
I
he's
could
not.
see
He's not.
Jasper thinking him that's like a
But he's
prestige
not. He's
thing.
not giving them the dark gift. He's keeping them in cages, eating rodents, and like training them with a clicker. He's not. This is not the dark gift.
I assume sorry.
Immortality.
I assume that once he thinks they're trained, he might let them out. We don't know yet.
Well, he didn't let him drink. He didn't let him drink vamp. He sucked his blood and gave him just a little vampire blood or whatever. He didn't. Anyway, we didn't get to that yet. We haven't come to that part yet.
Yeah. I do want to ask you about some of that, and I think that has to do with stuff from Interview with the Vampire that I'm not remembering exactly how they turn. But anyway, they grab him, they throw him in the van. Is the idea. Then we go back to the bar. And we get more about what happened with the book and everything. And again, we sort of talked about this and how she thinks that they have all the knowledge. And the one thing she does say, I guess that's important about this book or this codex is that is hypendiclema, that the knowledge is their leverage against the immortals. She thinks that's like the one thing they can use against the vampires and everybody else. And that's why it's so important to her. I mean, we don't even know for sure if it exists. She believes it exists, but she does say a lot of the other people at Talamasca do not. So yeah, I guess that's the idea is it even legit,
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Then he starts asking her about Kevis and how she's part of it. And she does make a point of saying that Kevis was someone who specialized in getting information out of people, and that Archie, I forget exactly what she said Archie was good, but she thinks that Kevis used her charms to get information from people because they commented like maybe Guy told her something. And I feel like it was the other girl that asked him if he told any secrets or something, didn't she? I think it was before she left. One of them asked him that. But the idea, regardless, she thinks that, or they think the possibility is that Archie was sent to get the book and killed her to get the book, and then somebody killed him to get the book, is what they're assuming happened. But he's questioning, well, that everybody's dying, and basically what if I die is kind of where the rest of the conversation goes. But yeah, she just wants him to infiltrate the mother house. And I don't know how she thinks he has any possibility of doing better, but
I kind of miss microfiche. I used to use it when I worked at a bookstore to look up books.
Yeah, I remember looking that up, using that in the library a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
All right, so they talk more about her. Then he goes
I
out
like the Pandora's box imagery too in this scene.
in here.
Yeah, because they're talking about the microfiche, and it says some people think it's locked away, like in a Pandora's box, and it has light. And then
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's so old. I question that a lot of people watching this even know what microfiche is. Probably
Really?
half the audience. No, I mean probably a lot of the audience watching this may be too young to even know what microfiche is.
Yeah, I don't know how young.
Need to know.
I don't know how young this audience is. First, it's AMC,
it's Anne Rice,
and it's based on like 40-year-old books.
That's true. I'm just saying there's probably a portion.
Yes, there's a portion. Yeah.
So outside he talks more to Olive, and this is where she basically says that she doesn't necessarily believe that it exists, but that Helen does. And yeah, she says she'll come get him again to watch out. She'll what'd she say? She says that she'll contact him again, but she does say that she didn't know that Kevis was going to die. And, this is where she says that he probably enjoyed the kissing more than she did, and that she's was handling him like that. Really lame jokes there, but yeah, she's just kind of doing what she's told. She doesn't necessarily believe Helen, but she trusts Helen, I guess, is the gist of the thing. Like, she doesn't know she's right, but she's trusting her, and she'll reach out to him again when she needs him. And after this, I don't think we see her again. So I do question that she's actually his handler more so that Helen is, and they're letting her think she is, maybe, I guess.
Did you think the wig was a good enough of a costume?
Well, she does go and take care of the DNA evidence, but I'm just saying, she doesn't seem to otherwise really be acting like a handler, other than that. But yeah. So either way, he's, told for now to forget about everything, but he instead goes back to the scene of the crime because, it's not bad enough that his DNA is there now. He's got to put more there. And that was when he got a call from the guy at the office, who, you're right. You said earlier, when he gets this call, the guy does seem to still want to work with him. There's no indication that the arrangement they had has been changed. So that may have just been Helen, blowing smoke to scare him. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But, he sounds like they're still waiting to work with him. But I think he goes back, just to see if he can find the book, right? I don't know that there was anything on.
Well, I mean, I don't have shots of it. I think we're not at that part yet where he goes back to Kevis's apartment to see if he can find the book.
Yeah, that was when he goes back to her apartment. I only had like the one picture of the apartment. Okay. That's why I said I don't think he found anything, did he? When he looks for the book, it's gone. The book's not in her book bag. He did.
Surprise.
I really think that this guy who 5 minutes earlier was like, "Oh my God, I might be a suspect in this murder. I'm really scared." And then he immediately
goes at the scene.
He immediately goes and breaks into the crime scene. And right, it bothers me that
the book might be there.
It bothers me that this character is so 1 minute he's like, oh my God, I might be a suspect. And then 1 minute later he goes and breaks into the crime scene, potentially shedding more DNA. He's touching stuff, right? He touches her book bag. He moves about the place.
He doesn't even
and he's so traumatized at seeing a dead body that he goes back to the place where he saw the dead bodies and re-traumatizes himself. Yes. What the hell is up with this character?
Yeah.
He just wanted to find the book. He thought it might be there. Very small percent chance it would be.
Yeah, I think we all knew it wouldn't be.
And it looks like someone else. So the police who searched the place, they don't take this weirdo book into evidence, right? They leave it there for someone else to steal.
Oh, I thought it was already stolen before any of it happened.
Oh, it has been, but I think she means that
it was there. Last week, Archie pointed a bloody finger and said, "Book."
Oh, the book. Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but that was before the cops came.
Yeah, I know. And dumbass didn't take the book, and now he goes back to. And guess what? Someone else stole
the book. Then, yeah, you're right, Karen.
Yeah, but either the cops or someone had to take. I mean, we know it wasn't the cops.
The cops didn't take it. They would have taken the book bag if the cops took it into evidence.
That's a good point. Why didn't they take the book bag anyway? That was kind of evidence.
I don't know. Why didn't they? If you saw a crazy ass book like that, wouldn't you take it into evidence?
Well, I don't think they saw the book. I think the book was long gone by that point.
The book bag was right next to Archie's body.
The bag was. No, the book was long gone.
So why would the police not take
the book bag? No, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. They should have taken it.
Right. The police don't take it, and they left it there, and someone else has come and stolen it in between, right?
Okay, no, you don't mean what I mean then. I mean that somebody took the book out of the book bag long before the police got there, I think.
Oh, you mean after Guy ran off?
Right. Somebody else stole it. But I'm saying it doesn't make sense to me that they would even leave the book bag because it was clearly evidence. Why is the bag still there?
Well, if you were going to steal this book, okay, let's say someone comes.
No. Why did the cops leave the bag? The bag is still evidence. The cops should have taken it.
Well, they take the bag and the book all together.
I mean, they're not going to. Maybe not. If there's no book in it, why would the cops take an empty book bag into evidence? You're not going to take all of her belongings into evidence, right? And the cops believe it's a suicide.
You're right. It is her apartment.
And the cops at the scene believe it's a suicide.
All right. That's fair. But
But
I think the book was stolen in between by whatever vampire killed.
I don't know if it's a vampire. It could be. Now we know it could be a witch. It could be a vampire.
Could be.
It could be another Talamasca. It could be like probably somebody was following Guy, and when he runs out, they run in and get it. Right.
That's true. It doesn't necessarily have to be the person that killed Archie. I think it might be who killed Archie, but I guess we really don't know that.
I don't.
Because
If you killed Archie, but if you killed Archie, wait.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. If you killed Archie, you wouldn't leave the book behind and then come back for it. You would take the book, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless the only reasoning I could say that maybe they wouldn't is they got interrupted when Guy came in. Like they killed him and then Guy came in and they're like, whoops, got to get out of here. And they didn't get a chance to grab the book.
I guess.
That's a possibility. Maybe.
Why would you not? If you can kill Archie,
yes, you grab the
why
book.
would you kill a Guy for the just kill Guy and take the book? Guy looks like he's really easy to kill.
He does. Let me ask you a question. Whenever he was like book, did they show the actual book, or did
it
they
was
just
kind of blurry?
Yeah, it was in the book bag.
It was
okay, they
did.
did. Okay,
I'm pretty sure it was there.
Okay, all right, that was my question. All right, so then Guy goes outside, and this is where he finds they're having a wake for Kevis.
Well, he didn't find it. He was told by Helen, "You should go to it."
Yeah.
Right?
Say that right? Say that
he
again?
was told by Helen that they're having a wake for her. You should go to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that.
He didn't just yes, I agree with you. It was shot as though he stumbled on it, and he acted he acted like, oh, look, a wake. What? Like he acted
like a bunch of chicks living on
yeah,
the
I forgot she told him.
But Helen told him to go to it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But they're having a wake on this houseboat, and he just kind of invites himself along. He's like, oh, it was a friend of Kevis's, like this guy that she met and had a one night stand with. Like he would, I mean, look, he feels bad. He's supposed to be a good guy, but like it's to begin with very, very odd that he would attend her wake in the first place. But they're supposed to think it's just, I guess, because he liked her. And he finds out.
I did her last night, so now I'm at the wake.
Yeah, basically. And I don't, does he know, do they say that they're her coven, or do we just know that? I can't remember.
She said Kevis was a member of a very big
coven.
Right, but was that Helen that said it, or these people there?
Helen said she was a witch. They explained it all to him. She was a witch. Her whole thing is seducing people, so don't think she actually found you hot. Right, and she's part of this powerful coven, and they're having a wake for her tonight, and you should go to it. He knows all of this.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't remember. Okay, so either way, this is one of the women that he talks to there at this, that's part of this coven, and he stays for a little bit. Then he's like, I know this is really for family, so he takes off. And then
witches are real cool. All their outfits are pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's the little altar thing they have going on. So then he talks to this woman, and her name is Doris, and she was Kevis's friend, and she says that Kevis told her all about him, and says, oh, she actually did like you, which who knows if she's telling the truth. I mean, I don't think she'd have a reason to lie about it, but
it's real quick. I mean, when she's talking on the phone, I mean, it's just like, this guy. I talked to him for 5 minutes. Yeah,
we slept together. I left. I was supposed to be investigating.
I thought she talked to the best friend before she went back and slept with him.
Maybe. But either way, he tries to read her mind. She knows it because she's a witch. And she's like, you should just ask me. And he does ask about her book that she had. And she thinks, or says, whether she really thought or she's lying, she says that it was her scrapbook that she put her photos in. Of people, assuming how she took a Polaroid of her and Guy. That's what she thinks it is. But the other thing is she does tell Guy that he can't trust the Talamasca, and she makes a point of what happened to Soledad, who at this point he didn't know who that was. So now he's gonna have to go find out who this was and what happened to her, and upsets him with good reason even more.
That's another thing that's hard to believe, that a person would carry a 5-inch thick scrapbook around with them everywhere they went.
Yeah, well, I mean, does that mean that she was pretending it was a scrapbook in order to hide it? That, I mean, I guess is what that's supposed to be. It's not super clear.
I think she probably actually had a scrapbook somewhere, but that book is not it, right? You can't be like, oh, it's my scrapbook, and not ever have Doris and these other witches would have presumably seen it sometime, right?
Right. Well, I figured maybe she like covered it with a fake cover or something, and like it's
like
I don't know.
scrapbook, but then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
no,
it could
it's
really be the other
SciFi 2
book on the
underneath the cover.
inside, you know. But yeah, they might have seen it, so I don't know. It would be, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of funny though, like if they found out all it was a scrapbook, and like this whole thing,
The cover just fell off.
yeah, the cover just fell off. But no,
I
maybe
mean,
they were looking at it.
Doris could also just be a big fat liar to put him off the track.
That's true too.
Like what? Like why should we think that Helen, what's her name, Kevis, was not being like honest with her witch friends, right?
Yeah, the other witch made a point of saying that they didn't trust each other, so it's hard to know what all was going on. But either way, she doesn't know where the book is.
Oh, and she said Guy was authentic, which I think was funny.
Yeah, she laughed when he said that he thought Kevis was
authentic.
It is
Kevis was authentic, and then she said that that's what you talk about when you find a necklace at a garage store. I mean, a garage store.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we knew her for like one
Oh
night.
my God, I can't talk.
Yeah. That's kind of a
pompous for me. I'm usually the one that can't talk.
That's a pompous remark to make. That's a very pompous and kind of I found her authentic. What does that even like? You knew her for like 2 minutes, and you were like drunk and taking ecstasy and having sex like most of that time.
Good point.
He thought she was authentic because he thought she liked him.
Yeah, I know exactly, because he thought
she was authentic in that hot way.
Yeah, in the hot way. All right, so then we go to Helen, who's trying. I don't know if she's supposed to be trying on a disguise or what. She's messing with the glasses. She's got a wig there.
Yeah, I didn't know what was up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really important, because what's important is she's
that wig head is creepy as hell, isn't it?
It is. But what she's doing really is looking at this file, which is about somebody named Arthur Jameson, and who is immortal. And let's see, was born in 42. I think this was I thought was supposed to be the one that ran that Talamasca school, but I don't know, because it doesn't actually say that. What did you? It says researcher is all it says. What did you think this was about, or did you not really didn't really know?
I didn't read any of it. I didn't pause to read any of this stuff. I was just like, oh, Helen is looking at a file of some person that's probably going to show up next week.
Maybe. Well, and the next part is this is Ashford Grange.
Yeah.
This building. Talamasca Center. It says Talamasca Center for Pediatric something, and then it's blurry. Development of children exhibiting something. I thought it was saying he was the head of that institute.
Yeah, because if you go back, can you see the picture of the guy? Go back one.
It's blurry. I couldn't get it.
All right, see that picture? If that guy was born in 42, he'd be 83 years old right now, right? And that's not a picture of an 83-year-old man.
No. This is definitely the original file from
this historical file. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I assumed he was the head of the school, this institute, whatever it was.
Or a guy that worked there, yeah.
Yeah, and this is, well, since she's looking at it, I assume you're right, but you're right, it could be. But this is the place that she ends up
I do like the classification as mortal.
Yes, yeah, he's mortal. Hey, he's not a creature, whatever. But yeah, this is the place she went as a child. So we're being led to believe. Whether that a lot of that ends up bullshit, we don't know. But that's what we're.
Oh, also has an astrological sign too. I think that's funny.
Yeah. Does it have it? What is he?
Cancer.
Yeah, isn't that odd?
Like
it has
cancer. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, like we have his date of birth. Why do we need to know what his astrological sign is? That's a good.
Well, because I don't know.
Because people watch TV are kind of stupid sometimes.
I mean, how would I know anybody's astrological sign?
No. My question is, why would you need to know that on a paper?
I don't know, but if there are witches, then why isn't there astrology?
No, I mean, if you have the date, you know the sign. If you do,
I don't know any sign by the date.
I don't either, unless it's mine. I'd have to look, or my family.
So I know all of them.
Yeah, but you're not like, but most people don't.
Most people don't. I mean, I know I'm a Cancer. I know that, but that's like all I know. And that my mom's a Gemini, but that's only because her birthday's like less than a week before mine. But other than that, I don't know anybody. So astrology.
Yeah. But if witchcraft is a thing,
It kind of is.
Then like why couldn't they believe in
I guess my whole point of what I was saying was that I'm not sure why that's something that would be on an official document that would matter. But I see what you're saying. Maybe
because if they believe in astrology, that you could learn a lot about a person's personality and things like that by knowing their
But I'm
sign.
saying they already know occult stuff. They already know what the 12 signs of the zodiac are. They don't need it on the form.
I'm saying they don't. I'm saying they don't know what the 12 signs are. Or it could just be an Easter egg for nerds who talk about this little shot for 10 minutes like us.
It could be. You don't usually see this stuff on government documents. That's all I'm saying.
It's not a government document. It's a
Talamasca document
either. Well, Talamasca document. Okay, good point. Okay, anyway. So then
Jasper the friendly ghost.
I wonder if this place has good fish and chips.
Wait, I wanted to look at something really quick and see if I spelled it right before I mentioned what I was gonna mention. Yeah. Because I had written this down, and the only reason that I even noticed, I don't know, I think because I was thinking of that, I can't think of what it is, but that there was a show there used to be, it was on TL. Anyway.
Question, do you have a shot of the Kingfisher fish and chips?
Of the what?
The Kingfisher fish and chips shop he walks into?
No.
Well, there's a sign on the side of it. There's graffiti that's SFT, and it's like 752. And I just wanted to know if you guys had saw that.
No. I have this graffiti, but that's not that.
No. Yeah, there's definitely. I think it's a 752 reference because there's a SF and T.
I just didn't see it. But no, I was just going to say that woman made a point of saying that I don't even know how you say it, but the Romani lived there, and that's why they didn't care that they were like on a houseboat having a party. It just made me think of that. I used to watch that TLC series where they had all the crazy ass wedding dresses by that. Yeah. That's all. And I know it's completely aside. I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, though. Yeah,
I can't think of the right word, but you know what I mean.
But all right, outsiders. There's outsiders.
Yes,
there's outsiders. Outsiders and
Romani's
outsiders.
Yes, and I totally skipped ahead in my picture, so just ignore that. Yeah. Okay, so we go to Fitchner again. Okay, Jasper. So this is where Owen goes to talk to Jasper and says, Archie isn't going to check in. He's gone. He's dead. And then there's this conversation they have where we find out that the whole reason that Owen is working with Jasper is because he has cancer and Jasper is providing him with blood to cure his cancer. Well, not cure his cancer, to temporarily help his cancer, because he makes a point later to Guy. He says that it'll help him eventually. So he hasn't completely helped him, but
he won't give him the gift. I think he's holding it out to him that if you help me out, maybe I'll give you a gift and cure you. But for now, I'll just give you enough to keep your symptoms at bay.
Right.
Jasper's reminding me of the guy from Alien Earth that didn't wear shoes.
Oh, the pajama guy. Boy Cavalier.
Yeah. That makes me laugh because we have Boy and we have Guy, and both have funny names.
First write themselves. Characters write themselves. You got a guy, you got a boy, you got a lady,
got a vampire. I found it funny though that he puts the blood directly on him. I don't know if that was what exactly that was supposed to be, why it was bloody like that. I don't know if he got hurt, because that was supposed to, I thought, be his cancer. Why was it all bloody? I missed something in the middle of.
I don't know, but I've never had out of control, uncurable skin cancer, so maybe that's what that is.
I thought too. I thought it was some kind of outward.
I've never had a horrible radiation burn from cancer treatment. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wondered, it made me think maybe he was injured and it was making him hurt more or something. I wasn't sure it was, but either way, he puts the blood directly on the wound. The thing is, it was different. I thought he was going to drink the blood. He didn't. He put it on his chest and it started to evaporate.
Yeah, because he's got that cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the deal. Maybe Jasper's I'm not.
Those chairs are fantastic. Let me tell you.
What, the couch? You mean on?
Oh yeah, those red chairs.
Yeah, there it is. There's a good picture. Yeah, those. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
They're lush.
They are. So then we go back to the police station where again Ridge is not letting go. This isn't a murder suicide. That there's more going on than what they think. but it really doesn't matter because Olive here comes in using her fake ID and pretends that
I'm
she's
in
MI5.
disguise,
But
everybody.
I'm assuming it's fake. I mean, I guess she could be MI5 too, but the way they did it, it was supposed to be a fake
I don't
ID.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you don't think it was a fake ID? What?
No, I said it's possible that she could be Talamasca and also be MI5, and like that's
Sure.
why they hired her or whatever. I'm just saying she probably isn't really MI5.
No, because she had like 5 fake IDs and passports
Yeah.
for all these different personalities. Yeah.
Yeah, spies have a multiple IDs. Anyway, she's pretending to be MI5. She tells this Ridge that she's going to sign her out the autopsy photos, and it's all, she can't. It's all classified. I couldn't think of the right word. It's all classified, so she has to give it to her. And clearly, the cop does not want to, but she's kind of has to because that's their rules, I guess. I don't know how there's, what their spy rules actually are, but I guess it's like the CIA coming and saying you're giving us all your files, whether you like it or
I
not.
don't know. How many cop shows have you watched where the local cops are working and FBI shows up and says,
Yeah.
we're taking over, you guys are kicked off the case?
Right. This is the MI5. This is like the British equivalent of CIA, kind of. But anyway, she takes
MI6. MI6.
Or MI6. Yeah, you're right. MI6.
5 is
still
like FBI, I think.
Okay, maybe. I guess
I know maybe Brits listening to us.
I thought maybe MI6 was like the alien part of it.
MI5 is a movie starring Tom Cruise. MI6 is the no. MI5 is domestic counterintelligence, and MI6 is like international counterintelligence.
Okay. Anyway, government says give us your file.
Yeah, it's like FBI versus CIA. MI5 versus MI6.
I get it, but either way, she's a lowly cop. She doesn't have a choice. Is the whole point of making. So she takes
really like Ridge offers some pushback, and the desk clerk like pushes back on her. And I think this is a real example of, first of all, the man like just shutting down his female colleague all the time, but also I think it's the man responding to the beauty of Rachel standing in front of him, right? No, he's got the gorgeous MI5 girl that he's like, oh no, she showed me her ID. No, you don't need to see it. Like he really undercuts Ridge. Yeah. And I don't think
that made me question him completely.
And I don't think he's her superior. I think he's just like a
I didn't think he was either. I thought that was a little strange, but I figured
it's a little misogyny going on there, I think.
I thought maybe he got paid under the table or something.
Oh, no, I think it was garden variety, he's not mansplaining, but garden variety, like man, just like, oh, I took care of it. Oh no, you need to see it. Oh no, woman, go back in your office and do your thing.
Yeah, I did kind of get
this hot girl. Reg, go away. I'm gonna flirt with this hot chick, okay?
Basically. All right. So then we go back to Checkers, who is, acting like he's bigger than he is, and he's kind of like.
Checkers is a good name for like kind of a zombie vampire pet.
I just keep thinking of the dog Checkers. Nixon, is that Nixon's dog was Checkers? Whose dog was Checkers?
I don't know why I keep thinking of Chubby Checkers. So we're not.
I kept thinking of the fast food place because I just watched Abbott Elementary and they referenced it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of Checkers in there. But anyway, he acts like he's all brave, and I
don't think he's acting brave.
Okay. He's Jasper, and he's scared, and he's like, "Please don't kill me."
Oh yeah, he does.
I don't intend to kill you, and then he bites.
At first, he's like, "Do you know who I am? I'm going to tell my boss. You guys are in big trouble, right?" And then he's like,
"His boss walks out. Oops."
Yeah, and then he starts begging not to be killed.
Don't kill me, please. I'm not going to kill you. Okay, now this is what, and we're keeping the dog. Yep. This is what I wanted to ask you about. I'm guessing, because I honestly don't remember the specific details, but I'm guessing from this scene that when they turn them, they bury them after, is part of the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why do they turn out kind of wrong? Is what
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of what we said before. I don't think that he's giving them enough blood. Like he's giving them enough vampire blood, just enough to turn, but enough that they'll stay starved and they'll listen to him and he can control them like rabid animals. Do you agree with that, Karen?
Well, I mean, these are like revenants, right? And they're not. And they're more like a. I mean, they're almost like a zombie, right? I mean, we're gonna
But is
see
a
that
wild
drinking
vampire.
enough- But is
I
that
mean,
only drinking enough blood?
we're gonna see more of what their capabilities are and are not in like the coming episodes. AJ's our best on this because he's read all these books multiple times. But yeah, he doesn't give checkers like an adequate amount of blood, and they also are not allowed to feed on humans. He's giving them ferrets. They have to, like, their first feed should be on a human, right?
Yeah.
He's not allowing them to drink human blood. He's feeding them.
I thought he gave them his blood. I must have like looked away when he did.
Yeah, I mean that's how you turn someone. You give them your blood, but
Okay,
like
so it was his
like,
blood. That was all.
a vampire like in this universe, like, I mean, yeah, Louis does live a long time without human blood, but like they haven't had Jasper never gets a first feed of human blood, which I think is part of the conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but he did give him his blood though at the beginning. That's what I was trying to get out of that I missed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
what I
that is vampire blood, because just sucking your blood doesn't turn you.
Well, because otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise he wouldn't turn. Yes.
Yeah.
So to transform, they have to bite them. They have to give them vampire blood, and they have to bury them. That's the steps.
I don't know if they have to bury them. I don't know.
Maybe if it's this cold vampire blood.
I don't know. I know in certain different mythology they have to bury them. I just assumed it was in this one since they're burying them, because he's like, this is the hard part.
I mean, this is opposed to biting a vampire and drinking its blood, just having a cold vase of vampire blood shoved in you.
I mean, I don't think that Lestat ever buried Louis, right?
I thought he did. That's what I was
in
trying
the
to remember.
book.
I thought that they, like, I vaguely remember them burying Claudia.
All right, I guess maybe they did. But I think the fact that he's not letting them feed on humans is part of why they're kept as revenants and not and not becoming
Okay,
What are they giving him to drink though in that vase?
No, that was a little bit of vampire blood to make the turn. But we saw all those revenants in cages being fed chickens and ferrets. Yeah.
Delightful.
They're not getting human blood is the point. All right, so then we go to this where the school was, this really cool building, and Helen is there reminiscing about when she was a child and she was there, and she remembers. They don't really exactly explain a whole lot of it, but she remembers being a student there. I think this girl is supposed to be her sister. I can't remember if they outright said that, but it definitely seemed like it was supposed to be her sister. I think maybe in the preview she says sister.
Yeah, in the preview for the next episode they say sister.
Okay.
Spoiler, sorry.
Well, it's in the official preview, so people have probably seen it. So Guy has followed her there because he's suddenly got really, really good at trailing people, even though he didn't know how to do anything else spy work. He's really good at trailing. His spy kicked in, right? He spied it. His training suddenly and magically kicked in, and he was able to follow her. I agree with what you said, Karen. I think she probably let him follow her. I just hadn't really thought that through.
Yeah, because it's this big wide road too, with horses and stuff on it. She's gonna see him.
Yeah, and the house appears to sit on a giant estate with no like place to hide and sneak up on, right?
It's all open, yeah.
I think she let him. I think she wanted him to and this is her chance to bond with him a little bit. I mean, it doesn't she explains that she also as a child was manipulated by the Talamasca and had her own life and arguably maybe differently ruined or not. And I think that maybe her plan here is to make Guy think he found her in a vulnerable position and learn thing about her when in fact she's calculating. Because why is she going there? First of all, there's nothing to see there. She has a whole file about it on her desk, so she's
reminiscing about the good times.
Maybe, I mean, the fact that if she had to review a file the night before she met Guy there made me think maybe it's all a lie, and she's fabricating all of this to create a connection with him. Or maybe
I kind of assumed that she really that stuff's true, but I guess it could be a lie. I mean, it would still make sense.
I mean, even if it is all true, why would she go there? Is she the habit of going around and wandering the halls of this decrepit Like,
maybe it's a good place for her to get him to follow her because it is like empty and nobody will see them talking to each other. We'll hear this conversation.
I guess, yeah. But I think it was a setup for her to be able to tell him this story and make it look like they have something in common and like turn him down a little bit from his argumentative, pompous state yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So she tells him that she went to this school that they thought she was gifted and had powers. They I guess the right word is experimented on these kids to find out if they could do things. I guess like Guy can. She said that a lot of people stayed longer than she did. I think it was implying that her sister has whatever she doesn't have in these powers, which actually, that's why I said that it would actually make sense if it ends up Guy's her nephew, because if her sister had powers, that would make sense that Guy did if it was her son.
Yeah.
So I think that's the case. But either way, she definitely implied her sister had some kind of powers and she didn't. And that's why they sent her back to Cambridge and was like, we don't want you, basically. She says that and he's like, I have this line here somewhere. He says something like, so they experimented on you and then you decided you wanted to work for them. Like, why would you do that? And she's like, oh, well, they saved me because my parents were killed and they took me in and blah, blah, blah. Because she does, yeah. But they tested them and she did not have the abilities and her sisters. Yeah, that's what they make you into a guinea pig. You think that's who I want to work for. So I appreciate he asked that. He's like, they gave me a life. I had nothing. My parents died. And then she says about her father drinking, and he thinks that maybe she's just trying to connect with him since supposedly his mother took drugs, which she might be. He clearly doesn't trust her. And this is where, she more outright says what's going on, that she needs him to, help her by getting to the mother house because Jasper has gone rogue. And he does not, he's not listening to her. He knows about Soledad. He's pissed off. He doesn't want to do it anymore. She says she was protecting him from the truth, all that stuff. All he says is that it's bullshit and she was using him as bait, which is probably true.
Yeah.
And this is where he says, I'm done. I'm going back to my job. And she says, that's not an option available to you now. And he says, what if I leave? And she says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now, see, I definitely think that was a threat of her saying, you leave, we'll kill you or disappear you or something, which was not the agreement.
Maybe.
So I was pissed at her at that point.
Maybe, but she doesn't say it. Like, it could be. It could.
You think that way?
I mean, it's a veiled threat. It could mean if you do that, I'm going to call them and have your job canceled and you'll have no job, right? Or it could mean I wouldn't do that if I were you because then you wouldn't get the answers you seek, right? Like,
it could, but it was very vague as well. So it was
it's a veiled threat, and I could see he would take it as a threat, and I think she could mean it as a threat, but
it's not really meant it that way. I see what you're saying.
I think it gives her the out that when Guy says you threatened me, she can be like, really? What did I say? I didn't
threaten you.
Yeah. I just told you it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. Because that was definitely either way the agreement that they had. And I think that is what pissed him off. And maybe you're right. Maybe she wanted him to be pissed off. Maybe that's why she said that, to make him mad, to make him be willing to go to Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like, you need to go see Jasper and get in there any way you can, is basically where that goes. There's a picture of her telling her friend and or sister goodbye. All right. So they have argued. He's mad at her is the idea. Later, she's looking at the autopsy photo. Sorry, what?
Poor guy.
Wah.
This more guy hate. Just this little.
More guy hate. Hey, he's annoying in this. So she looks back at the autopsy photos of Archie, and this is where she notices that he had puncture wounds from a vampire, most likely. And somebody drank his blood. So he was, we think, killed by a vampire. Now that could have been fake too. I mean, for all we know, somebody could use a hypodermic needle to make it look like it was a vampire. We don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
I know, but I'm just saying it could have been fake. All right. So then back again to
Well, and yeah, you know what, Jamie? If if someone inside the Talamasca wanted to like kill Archie and steal that book, like sure,
Totally
why
make
wouldn't you
it
frame
vampire.
vampires for it, right? Yeah.
yeah. Exactly. All right. So there is I already forgot her name. What's her name again? Remind me.
Ridge the cop.
Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
The detective. I don't know. I don't think that was where you were talking about the graffiti.
No, that's not where it was.
No, it's in front of the Kingfisher, but this one has interesting graffiti too.
Yeah, no, I didn't get all the graffiti,
Okay.
but she talks to the girl that I also forgot her name. That was Kevin's friend. Sorry,
Doris?
I don't know. What was her name?
Doris.
Doris.
Oh,
Okay.
her name is
I don't know if it's important, but her name is Doris.
You guys are just not paying attention because guys, it's that bad.
No, I just have a shit memory. I've said this before. I can't remember by the end of the conversation. So yeah, she's trying to find out more information about this dead girl, Kevis. And we know again that she's a witch. She does not, but this is where she shows her a picture of a guy's shoes, and she's like, this is what we have on the surveillance, or not surveillance, but like the CCTV of Guy. And she's like, do you recognize him? And she says she doesn't. Now, I did want to ask you guys, why do you think she lies to her? Do you think that she's protecting the supernatural creatures more so than Guy, so she needs to protect him to protect herself? Or do you think there's more to it than that? Do you think she trusts him a little bit? I just was curious your take on that.
I mean, there are plenty of people who don't trust law enforcement and just won't.
Yeah.
And if I was a witch, maybe I just wouldn't trust the cops at all.
Like you're an outsider, yeah.
I think this is one of the most stupid police things I've ever seen, where Darcy's like, we don't have a picture of his face, but do you recognize those trainers?
Shoes?
I mean, this guy wears...
Because, only one person would dare to buy those shoes.
Are they some kind of super rare designer shoes that only two people in London?
American designer shoes, I think is what it is. They're probably American shoes. Nobody in London has them.
Right. Nobody in London can get the same Air Jordans that he...
I know.
Maybe the dumbest thing I've ever heard, right?
And the thing is, they had surveillance view of him, just not of his face. Usually a cop will say, show the person the whole picture, not just the shoes. That part was stupid to begin with.
Yeah, because his build or his outfit or his whatever, right? This was so dumb that made me wonder. I'm like, are those Maxwell Smart shoes with a phone in the bottom of them? Or are they what is it?
They're spa shoes. They're spa
and then I was watching his feet for the whole rest of the episode. And nothing special about these shoes. They look kind of gold in this picture, but they're actually...
Yeah, I thought they were banana yellow Converse at one time.
No, I think it's just overexposed the way they should.
Yeah.
All right. So he's contemplating taking his drugs to take out his mind listening ability, whatever you want to call it. But instead, he goes over to the Talamasca mother house to talk to Jasper. Now, Karen, you missed the part that we had that I mentioned with Scarlet on Lazarus. And I don't think you know this yet. So I'm going to find this picture. Hold on, stay there, because I want to see if I can find it to show you. Because I thought it was.
Is it the same building?
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I won't bother showing you. But yes, it's the same building. It's that weird, we talked about the architecture when we watched this.
Yeah.
It's in Lazarus. I'm assuming that it's just in the UK, a building that they use for things that's cool looking. But it's the exact building.
It has really distinctive windows.
All those offset windows on the one side. Yeah.
I mean, look, to be fair, I said this too. They do a lot of times just use stock footage when they take exteriors of things. So that doesn't mean they filmed there or anything, but the exterior.
This could be a iconic building that's used in a lot of shoots in the UK, right?
I just thought it was cool because we were talking about both of them and it stood out. So yeah, he goes in to talk to Owen. And Owen's like, I'm the one in charge here. And he's like, yeah, I call bullshit. And he's like, so really, you were the one that had Archie and Kevis killed. And he's like, it's okay. I know you didn't do it. It's like, I know you did it, Jasper. Dun, dun, dun. He thinks that well, I mean, look, he says he was impressed. I think that he was impressed that Guy was like, called him on his bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So he comes out to talk to him. He
Can
freezes.
I go back to like?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
yeah, go ahead. Go back. No, go ahead. Go back.
I think about things in scenes, and then you go kind of fast. And
Yeah.
I was like, because of the scene where like she's questioning Doris living with all her friends on a boat, and then she says, "Well, you live alone, right?" And it made her feel like that the being alone is like the norm. And then her living on a boat with her friends, like she was trying to make it seem like they were weird for living with a community when she lives by herself. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and then she's like, basically, is like, you know, the fact that you guys think it's weird is what's weird. I guess is kind of what she. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I go too fast, just tell me and I'll go back.
Oh, that's okay. I just thought about
That
it
was
now.
kind of weird. Like, it's 2025 in London. Like, you think it's like people have
Yeah.
all kinds of living
I mean,
situations.
times are hard and rent is high.
Like, haven't people lived in group houses, like, and
Yeah.
communes, like, forever? Like, it's a little weird that she was questioning it, right?
Yeah.
And yet, the rent is high.
Yeah.
It was a little weird. I would agree.
That's
All right. So he has Jasper has frozen Owen. And he does talk to Guy here. And I like though where Owen's like, or not Owen, sorry, where Guy's like, I'll tell the cops what you're doing. And he's just being an ass to get him to talk to him. And he's like, please don't do that. Like, yeah, like he believes him. But anyway.
Oh yeah, there was also a scene before this where he was on his last pill, which I think is interesting.
Oh, I didn't realize it was his last pill. Oh, that is interesting. I
just thought
he's
got that lobby from Yellow Jackets kind of decision making at this point.
Yeah, I thought it was
should
just
I let
him
the voices
like,
in, or should I take my last pill?
I didn't know it was the last one. I thought it was just kind of like, do I block it or not? I think they're providing them though, so they'll give him more if he wants it, I'm sure. But so anyway, I love how they like froze the liquid and he like broke it off.
Well, he froze
it, but stopped it, and it's like in midair. It's still pouring.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like a vampire practical joke where he just takes the cup and doesn't replace it. So when this guy wakes up, he just spills liquid.
Yeah,
and he's like, ha ha.
Yeah. It would have been funnier if he was like, and then he did it. You know,
a vampire practical joke.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. But anyway, he does say that Owen is sick, and he said this is where he says we have an arrangement that should fix it eventually if he plays ball. So yeah, he's definitely telling that guy that he'll turn him if he keeps doing what he says.
Well, but that's also a classic vampire thing. Keep stringing you along and promising you and never actually do it, right?
Right.
Oh, like a familiar, like what we do in the shadows.
Yeah. And then just kill you when you're no longer useful, right? Like in Blade, all those familiars.
Yeah. So he asks him multiple times what Guy wants. And this is where he tells him that like he was recruited. He was told to get close to him. He basically tells them all of Helen, whose name is not Helen, we know now. I love how when he says, your name isn't even really Helen, is it? She's like, no, of course not. I did like
that was the best line.
I wanted her like, I feel like she's saying like, of course not.
I believe that.
I feel like she's saying, of course not. And in her mind, she's adding dumbass.
Why did you believe that in the first place? That was great. But yeah, he's telling Helen's plans. As I said, he seems like he's throwing her under the bus. Whether he really is or whether she expected it is another story, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think Go ahead.
Anyway. In my opinion, I think that he thinks he's throwing her under the bus. Is that better? I think that he's kind of like, this is what Helen's doing, like trying to get him.
Or is he just using that information so he can have a silver party with Jasper here?
I think he thinks he's exposing her, but throwing her under the bus, I think, is like if I was like, I knew that Jamie stole money and or I stole money and then I said Jamie stole, like he thinks he's exposing some big secret.
I'm calling it throwing her under the bus. I guess exposing is a better term.
I mean, I think this shows how Guy is so dumb and
because we know Jasper knows this shit. Like this is nothing. We know
he thinks he came to Jasper with some big intel,
right?
Like, Jasper should be like, "Ooh, who is this Helen of which you speak?" Right? Like what?
Yeah, exactly. But this is
the
where
vampires in the book don't have this timey-wimey thing where they can stop time like the picture.
Yeah.
Also, like Jasper runs the London Talamasca. So he surely knows like everything about the New York Talamasca and that Helen is the
Exactly,
boss of it and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I also think is interesting though? Like he tells about how Helen lied to him and mentioned Soledad. I expected Jasper, and I get why he didn't, but at the same time, I kind of expected Jasper to be like, we didn't kill her, because they didn't. But he didn't say anything about it. But anyway, he's like, they think I'm expendable. They want me to be their patsy, blah, blah, blah. They think I'm just going to take it. I won't. Okay, I wrote down something here because he says, they think I'm their boy, but I'm not their boy. And I'm like, no, you're their guy.
Their guy.
That was what my immediate thought was when he said that. I thought that was funny. But he's like, the Talamasca ruined my life. Oh.
They
lied
think
about
he
my
could be a little
mother.
column A, a little
Right,
column B,
right.
though. He could be telling the truth, but yeah, kind of manipulating him at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, he could be exposing her, but at the same time is doing it in order to get what she wants, because she did say do anything. So to be fair, he is.
and look, Guy knows that a powerful a powerful vampire could read his thoughts. And so to be saying his true feelings is safer than trying to come in with a cover story that Jasper might immediately read his thoughts of like fear and like Guy's gonna read genuinely indignant and
especially he talks about his mom, because he has a little for his mom.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, I did miss one part. He said that, or not he said, Helen told him that his mother did something really bad. Like that she did something against them. We don't know what that is, but that was some information that we got, if we believe her.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
I believe her. I believe her.
Yeah, I do too. But I'm just saying that's what she's saying.
I don't think Helen like outright lies. I think maybe she twists truth and like either emphasize or underestimate. Like I think she's gonna be. It's like that's what I think she's doing. We'll see. I don't really know.
Or she withholds information to a certain
extent. Yeah. Like I'm telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the whole truth. So he does say though, she offered me a chance to belong, and basically says it's bullshit, which it is.
It's not.
Yeah, he wants to make a pick. Well, I definitely think that she tries to make him think it's like this great thing that it's not. I mean, I definitely think she's using him. Whether she was using him for the right or wrong reason is irrelevant. I still think she's using Guy. You don't think she's using him in bullshit?
I mean, I think she is, but that doesn't mean it's also not an opportunity for him to belong. They have so much invested in him for his entire life. And I don't think that she started like following him at age 5, knowing what would happen, that someday someone's going to have the 752 and I'm going to need the right kid at the right. Like, I think
I think she's appealing to that part of him because she knows that's what he wants, not because she actually intends to give it to him.
Okay, fair. Yes. I mean,
I'm
just
saying she knows he wants somebody in that and wants a family, and that's why she's doing it.
I also think this like they ruined my life nonsense is part of like, I mean, should I call it nonsense? I don't think they ruined his life. His life was not that great. He lived in a shitty apartment that he was about to get thrown out of and couldn't get a job. And right.
Yeah, they got him his school. They got him his job. That's a good point.
I think that he has to believe that they did something to his mother, because the alternative is that his mother chose to leave him. And he just can't face that within himself. So he's got it in. He has to believe the Talamasca forced his mother to abandon him, because otherwise his mother just abandoned him.
Yeah, that's true.
And that might be too painful for him to like really like admit.
Yeah.
Even though for his whole life he believed his mother went on drugs and abandoned him, and now
I don't know what happened. But either way, he wants to make
Talamasca by Benedict.
At this point, he wants to make the Talamasca pay. He also says that he saw the book, which he didn't actually see the book. He saw a book in her bag. I think saying he saw the book is massive overstretch. Yeah. Sorry, what, Scarlet?
It could be a strategy. The saying I saw the book. Because it reads as true. He did see a book.
It is. I just don't think he's smart enough to use it as a strategy.
Poor guy.
Either way.
Side here.
Yeah. He says, because actually, though, if that is the case, it does work. Because this is where Jasper says, so you know what it looks like, and I know who has it. So yeah, it worked either way, whether it was the right
I like how
it was
Jasper
actually
I like how Jasper kind of looks him up and down too, because I'm like, what is the slumber party going to end up being? Him licking him? He just had this glance down and
Hey,
up,
he does
like we
say
could have
he's
fun
like,
together.
he's like, you know what it looks like? I know who has it and who killed Archie, because he's saying who killed Archie has it. And he says, we could have some fun
Yeah,
together.
we could fumble around in my coffin. It's cool.
I don't really think that's what that meant.
I know it isn't.
No, just a look up and down though. When the guy looks you up and down, it's like.
I think he's trying to make him uncomfortable.
I think he's literally sizing him up, but
oh yeah, probably is.
I think that he means we could wreak some havoc. We could take down the Talamasca. We could,
yeah. And Guy's like, okay, well, we'll be in touch. And he's like, I can't let you leave. It's dangerous out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not scared. And he's like, too bad you're staying. I insist. And I think we're supposed to worry that he's going to do something. I don't think he is, but he does kind of a little bit threaten him. And then meanwhile,
Jasper is not that impulsive, right? Jasper is playing a long game here.
He's just gonna have a slumber party with them. They're gonna probably talk about stuff.
He's just gonna
maybe a little like
essentially Guy has kidnapped himself. He's like allowed himself to be kidnapped by the
guy smart enough that he thought it through that far though. That's
he thought he was doing something super smart, but now he's trapped.
Yeah, now he's like, I'm gonna leave, and he's like, no, you can't. He's like, oh shit. Yeah, I don't think Jasper's gonna do anything to him though. I think that's
because it's only episode 3 of 6, and so he can't get killed.
Yeah, right. But Doris, meanwhile, is watching this. Well, not watching this. She's watched Guy, I guess, go in there.
He tailed the excellent. She's a better tailor. One person tails the next.
Everybody's better agent than he is. Or is better spy rather. I don't know what that's about. I mean, for all we know, maybe she's actually undercover Talamasca and is reporting back to Helen. We don't know, but she's watching.
Maybe she thinks he killed Kevis, or he knows who killed Kevis.
Yeah, I thought the witches were opposed to Talamasca, so she's probably trying to fight her.
I think all supernatural are opposed to Talamasca, right?
Pretty much, except for what was his name? That vampire guy. He didn't mind the Talamasca, but he was like the only one.
Oh, Hudson. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's the only one, but most of them, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, that is the end of it. Thoughts? I
want to clarify something. I kind of remembered, and then I Googled real quick while we were talking about why Checkers and the Ferals are not turned. In the Anne Rice universe, the way you get the dark gift, the way you are turned, a vampire has to drink your blood until you're on the brink of death. They have to drink almost all your blood till on the brink of death. And then they let you drink your fill of the vampire. So it's very dangerous for the vampire also that they could overdrink you. It's very intimate. And the more the vampire lets you drink, the more powerful you become. So by giving Checkers and the other Revenant, the other Ferals, just a little bit of vampire blood, it's just enough to make them a weak. They didn't have enough of their own blood drained and have it wholly replaced by vampire blood. So I guess it's just a little minor.
Wouldn't they want their army to be strong though, or they don't care?
We don't know. We don't know if it's his army. We don't know what he wants them for, right?
That might just be his servants or whatever.
They do not have to be buried. Being buried has nothing to do with it. Vampires choose to be buried or sleep in coffins or whatever because they're so susceptible to the sun, right? And also because you could kill a vampire in their sleep, or you could suck their blood in their sleep, or you could cut their head off or whatever. So being buried is a way that they protect themselves, or being in coffins. I don't know why Jasper buried.
Well, there are some vampire legends where they have to bury them. I mean, it may not be this, but there are
not in Anne Rice, unless they've retconned it for this show all of a sudden. Yeah. Or unless Jasper's doing something else. But it's really having to have almost all of your blood drank and then really replace all your blood with vampire blood, which doesn't really make sense.
A coffin, though, don't they have to sleep in a coffin?
They don't have to. In some, in Dracula, the original Dracula, I think they had to sleep in a coffin of their own dirt from their home country.
Yeah.
But in Anne Rice, they sleep in a coffin because it is a very secure way to stay out of the light, and you can lock it from the inside so people can't ambush you and kill you in your sleep like Van Helsing.
Although, coffins are made of wood, so they could kind of
No, they're not. Modern coffins are not made of wood. They're made of metal.
I guess modern coffins. I didn't think. Yeah, I guess they do have metal one, but still, I would think you could.
They're
break
all
it.
metal. Like when I buried my mother and I looked through a book of like you
Metal
can't
trim
get
wood,
a
I
wood. You
definitely
can't.
thought
You
about
have to like a special cemetery to be buried in a wood coffin. It's like I think it's not like legal in a lot of places because it's like human remains and groundwater and all kinds of shit like that,
Yeah.
right? Like modern coffins are not wood. You can be buried in a wood coffin if you want like a more like green burial or a cheaper burial, and you get cremated in a cardboard box. Like they put you in a big cardboard box, right, and put you in.
I guess I'm more thinking of TV when they hack through coffins, right? Because
Yeah,
you do
and
see them do that a lot of times.
No, Louis and Lestat have beautiful coffins on Vampire.
No, I know. I don't mean necessarily in this. I just mean in general. Like you've seen them like break apart coffins.
Yeah. But a lot of vampire movies are old timey, right? They're not modern
They're in a
vampires.
castle.
That's true. That's true.
They live in a castle. People come with pitchforks and like chop open your wooden coffin.
Yeah.
And like cowboys got buried in wooden coffins, right?
Yeah.
But modern coffins are metal.
That's fair. All right. Well, so yeah, we're halfway through. Go ahead. What?
I have a question and or a task for either of you if you wish to do it.
We choose to accept it.
Yes, because it's spy. We're all spies here. Could you go to Talamasca, but TALAMAS.ca and see what that website is?
Oh, is it dirty?
No, it's
That's what I was gonna say. Is there something?
Just at the end of the
Oh, it is a
ad.
website. Okay.
Talamasca.ca.
Oh,
Is it official or not? Hold on. Let's find out if it's official. We can find out pretty.
This is your secure.
Well, it is official because it's under the AMC.
It does appear to be an AMC site. Now, could people be lying and it's really fan site? Yes, but it does appear to be something AMC made.
I mean, it absolutely is an AMC site. It says copyright AMC at the bottom of the site. At the bottom of the page.
I know it says that. I'm saying they could be a fan site doing that. Like how we know what happened with like the whole.
But it's on the ad, Jamie.
You can't do that. If you claim a website, if you claim copyright you don't have, you get the shit suit out of you by AMC.
You do, or you can get in trouble. But
it's on the AMC ad, Jamie. That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So
what's on it? What's on it?
No, it has it looks like that little orange website that guy logged into. That was like an agent portal, and it was like welcome. It has the Talamasca. I'm not clicking these videos. There's like a little map where you're tracking global entities, and then there's some like files and like and there are characters like Armand and like
has an agent portal, and there's a
it's
there's
branded
videos. Oh, there's a video of Lestat that must be from the next season. At least it sure looks like it.
It is branded at the bottom, Scarlet for all three shows.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have like shots of. Have you seen the teaser video with for the new Lestat, the 80s Lestat there? Like some of that is on here.
Okay.
It's not it doesn't to me appear to be like a separate mystery or web maze.
It's not a little game or something you can interact with.
It looks like just a little fun content that you could like.
Yeah. Well, that's a bummer. I thought maybe it was a little spy game.
There is stuff about different characters, some of which are from
different shows.
Yeah, because this one that was was assigned to retrieve Cyprian. Clearly, that's from Mayfair Witches. I don't remember her, but she must be.
Yeah.
The other woman was from Mayfair Witches, but it also has guy who his name has been redacted, but not his alias. He's Dark Horse after all, you know.
Dark Horse.
There's a picture of Rowan from Mayfair Witches. There's like there's a picture of Lasher. There's all of them. It's like it's just a little
enough. They have Helen listed as Helen, like that's her real name. Like, why isn't that under alias? That's not her name. Cyprian, and then there's one that's locked. I wonder though if you do stuff on the website, if you can unlock the stuff.
Maybe Helen is her real name and she lied to Guy when she said it's not a real
name.
That's
also possible. That is also
that would be extremely clever.
Double bluff, man. Double bluff. Yeah. Either way, it looks like a cool site. We'll have to look at it more later.
Yeah. So this episode, I'm
surprised we're halfway through. That's my
episodes is I did really like that scene at the end with Jasper, and where like I just feel like Guy is so outmatched. Like I know there's a reason why Helen chose to put a naive operative in there. And when she says this is so important, when she says this is so important, we don't have time to train you. We're gonna like compress your training into 1 week. I think that was kind of BS. I think she wanted to send a naive, unskilled agent in there so they wouldn't be immediately like where she has failed with some of her skilled agents. Maybe I feel like this is a strategy to send in a kid who
street smarts.
Well, I don't think he has any street smarts at all. He's a complete dumbass. But I think look, he can't give up any secrets if he doesn't know any. And he can't like overthink it, and he'll be acting from like his own like instincts and emotion. And maybe that, it's funny he used the word authentic about Kevis, maybe like sending in a more authentic agent who's not like a trained spy might be a safer or a better way to, or I don't know, but I think he's out of his league with Jasper. And yet, of course, we know ultimately the Talamasca is going to probably like, I don't know. They're probably going to go for 2 seasons, right? So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they plan more than 1 season or not.
There's no way AMC is not going to milk every penny they can from
probably.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into this thing.
I don't think there's going to be any more. There might not be any more Mayfair witches because it did badly. But yeah, there might be
going to be another Mayfair witch.
I don't know.
I don't know, Jamie. Look how some of the Walking Dead spin-offs and seasons were so bad and viewership declines season after season after season, and yet they continued to put Fear the Walking Dead on our television. Right?
That's true. That's very true.
They're in big time on this IP, so if it goes okay, I think you might be right. Mayfair Witches was not a successful program for them, and maybe they cut it, and maybe they didn't have all the staff locked into 7-year contracts like they do on other shows. And they have some other stuff going on at AMC now. But like I bet they'd give this more than 6 episodes. I bet they'd give this a second season if it performs moderately well.
Yeah, hopefully I don't know. I don't dislike it. It's not as good as Interview, but I've liked it. Even if I am annoyed by Guy, maybe not as much as you are, but
yeah. They also, this show has, these are the biggest stars. These are the 2 biggest stars they've had in every, like Andrew Lincoln became a huge star because of The Walking Dead. Like William Fichtner and Elizabeth McGovern are like bona fide heavyweights going into this, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, yeah, I just hate Guy. I don't hate the whole show, but I really hate Guy. He needs a personality transplant or to be killed.
Yes. I don't know that they're going to kill him, but
they're not, right?
Yeah.
He needs a big.
That's a problem if he's the main person. If he's our guy.
It is a problem. It is a problem.
Maybe what he needs is a big comeuppance and a big smackdown to teach him that he's not so smart and he doesn't know everything, and and he'll get with the program a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he finds out he's Lestat's kid and Lestat gives him life lessons.
I don't know, but I still think Helen's his aunt. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, me too.
Well, because the part where Helen says she was sent to the United States, like Helen, she tells this story that sounds, it's a little bit ridiculous that she was like, her parents died in a car wreck. And
she was sent. Her sister stayed there in the UK, so that actually.
She never said she had a sister. She never said she had a sister.
Well, we see that she does.
No, we see there's a little girl there's a little girl that she's close to who kind of looks like her, and we have surmised that she could be a sister. Helen never mentions anything about it. She just says her parents were killed in this car wreck. She was taken to this Talamasca place. Were her parents both killed, or just her father?
Yeah, her parents, she said, were killed.
Her parents were killed.
Car accident, I think.
And then she says, like, I was sent to America and my uncle took me in, as though she's some kind of pathetic, like, kid they couldn't unload. So going to America, but she didn't stay that long. She looked pretty small, and her accent has not abated. Her accent is pretty heavy. Like, she's not.
She should have lost her accent. But I
don't think she should have lost it.
Well, no, but she shouldn't be
as heavy as it is.
My point is, is if that girl is her sister, which I'm guessing it is. Do I know that for sure? No. But I think that probably that sister is his mother, that she's probably who they're looking for. But that being said, that actually would go against that thought because she was sent back to America. She makes a point that that other girl was still at the school, that she didn't leave.
No, she doesn't make the point. We see that one girl leaves and one girl stays. She doesn't make that point.
She says, I was sent to Cambridge, and she says other people stayed there a lot longer.
Yeah.
Did she say no? But she's definitely implying that girl didn't leave.
I don't think she's I think the visual implies the girl didn't leave. I don't trust it. That is not a to me, that is not a trustworthy. It's not necessarily a memory. It's not necessarily. I don't know what that is that they're showing us, but I don't trust it as like a ironclad truth of what.
All right. That's fair. Kelly says maybe Jasper will whip Guy into shape. We hope so.
I mean, yeah, somebody's got to whip him into shape.
Yeah,
or just whip him. Just whip him.
Yeah, just whip him. Period. Golden Child says, "Isn't that the same Dan Brown Angels and Demons story, or one of those Dan Brown movie theories?" I'm not sure.
Being sent to a special school to be like,
okay, yeah, might be. I don't know. It's been forever since I've seen those movies, so I don't remember.
Yeah,
unless you guys remember more. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, Golden Child, not sure.
I don't know if I'm the only person who doesn't trust that weird
that's fair.
That weird flashbacky thing, but it feels to me like we only saw that with voiceover of Helen telling it to Guy.
I guess that's true. For all we know, she could be telling the story the opposite way, and maybe she's the girl that stayed and she's totally lying too. That's also possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing what makes sense to me. I don't know anything. I have not seen further. You saw more than I did. I was wrong. I didn't even see the end of this till today. So
yeah,
I thought I saw more than I did.
To me, also, like the mystery of Helen's background is just not a thing that I really care about. Like,
that's true.
Helen is so enigmatic and on the scene so little that it also, if that is intended to engender sympathy in me for Helen, it's not wholly not working. Like, yeah, I have some sympathy for kids who are sent away and stuff like that, but she's not like, I'm not like, oh my God, one thing I have to know is what happened to Helen at the school.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All right.
But that could change in coming episodes when we learn more.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Jamie, I like your skeleton shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was gonna wear it on Halloween, but then I wore this Harry Potter thing instead. But it's kind of fall too, so thanks. What was I gonna say? Now I lost track of what I was gonna say. If you guys, the other thing I was gonna say is, you guys, we need a title for this so I can make it pretty animation. So if anybody thinks of any titles, let me know. Parents of Lily died in a car crash, and she's raised by an uncle who's really her father. All right.
It seems like some kind of institute business then. Like, is her uncle really her uncle, or is it an uncle?
Or is your uncle your own grandpa? No, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think
you're a vampire.
I think the ages are wrong for one of those little girls to be Guy's mother. I mean, Elizabeth McGovern is like 65 in real life. And so that woman would also she'd have to be like,
I
mean,
she would be Guy's mother. I mean, she would have had to have him maybe a little later in life, but
but she she'd have to be 40-ish when she had him, and deep into the Talamasca already, probably, right? And she looks kind of younger in that photo. She looks way younger than Elizabeth McGovern.
Well, what year is that photo, though?
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't know for sure what year the photo is. We're
guessing
by uniforms, and I think we're putting too much into it.
But it's recent. The guy says, were people wearing Lululemon when your mother went missing, right? Like the guy makes a point that there's all these.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, that woman's definitely a lot younger than Elizabeth McGovern. I didn't think of that.
And she supposedly is his, and dummy Guy thought he was looking at an old photo of his mother. And in fact, you
It
know,
was a new
it's
photo.
a
Maybe.
recent photo of his mother.
I mean, I guess technically she could be. Is she old enough to be his grandfather? Or his grandfather?
I mean,
His grandfather.
Lululemon is not a brand new company. It just
No.
became hugely popular in recent years. It's like a 30-year-old company, probably, right? But it's
Yeah, but the point was supposed to be that it was recent, and also their
it's a
cell phones.
contemporary photo, right? And they have
1998.
smartphones.
Yeah, could
Yeah,
she be?
1998.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
talking on an iPhone in the picture, also, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a
Or
contemporary photo.
definitely a newer cell phone. Is she old enough to be his grandmother? I don't know if she's old enough.
Yeah, she is. She's
Probably.
64. She could
2006.
Yeah,
if
I'm guessing he's probably supposed to be late 20s, early 30s. He's probably older than that, but he's probably
just
If she has the first
he just
iPhone, then it could
graduated from
be
law
they took
school. He's like 24. He just got out of law school. He's
okay.
like
So yeah, she could be. She could be.
Yeah.
Then again,
You
people
age down
I know
Elizabeth Govern a little bit, say she's 60. Then you have the picture, and it's from like 2006 or something. It could work.
Yeah, Nicholas Denton in real life is like in his 30s, but like to have just graduated law school, assuming guy went straight through, he's like early 20s.
Maybe depends how many times you have to take the bar.
Well, I mean, there's no indication that he didn't go straight through school and graduate from law school. And he went to Columbia and he's interviewing at a top law firm. He didn't, and usually you don't take the bar exam until you already have your job and they pay you to study and they pay for you to take the exam.
Oh, yeah. That didn't happen to the people I knew.
Oh, it happens. Yeah,
I know how that works, but the point is, I think she's related to him. Is that maybe that's a better?
I feel it could work if they tweak the numbers a little bit. It could work.
Yeah. And that would be another great reason for Guy to whine and bitch for the next couple episodes.
Yeah. I mean, really though, to be fair, like for all we know, that photo could be photoshopped. I mean, we said it looks photoshopped. Yeah. It's photoshopped in the show too. We really don't know.
Somebody photoshopped all those British flags.
I mean, I think for it to be like, oh, that photo was photoshopped would be, I would stop watching the program. That would be so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Oh, I didn't mean that it wasn't real in the show. I just thought it was like as a prop.
Right. No, I was saying it could have been in the show, but I agree. I think that it's supposed to be a real legit photo. Although I do think that if you're a member of a spy agency, a secret order, why you get a tattoo that like announces that is beyond me. Yeah. But
maybe that's why she's in trouble.
Maybe.
Yeah, nobody told
her. She got drunk and got a Talamasca tattoo.
Like Helen doesn't have one. Olive doesn't have one. Guy doesn't have one.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason she had one is for us to say, hey, she's got a Talamasca tattoo.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that some of these things turn out that they have good reasons and it's not like Walking Dead reasons. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, 3 down, 3 to go.
All right. Well, tomorrow, we're halfway through. Well, tomorrow at 10 Eastern, guys, please join us again for Fandom Access, where what do we have tomorrow? We'll be briefly, I guess, going over this and Lazarus as well for a review, not for breaking down, but for a brief review. And then we also have, what else? You guys still haven't done.
We're going to discuss The Diplomat, episodes 5 and 6. The Last Frontier episode, is that episode 4 that just aired?
I believe so. Whichever one just aired. So
it's the one. Who's the criminal of the week this week? The criminal. It's the kid, the son. What's the son's name? Lucas. Whatever Frank's son is named. His adventure with the convict who kidnapped him.
Yes, that reminds me. I need to write somebody something. Okay.
And we're going to try to do American Horror Story if we like.
It was number 5 that aired, episode 5.
Okay, that's Frontier 5.
Try to do American Horror Stories. And then also, did you see there was a whole thing that like that's the regular I'm assuming it's the regular series. I don't know a lot about that show, but I know they announced the new cast.
They announced the new cast. It's not going to come out till 2027.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I will not be watching it, but there you go. It's coming out. And then
I hope it has Kim Kardashian in it again.
It doesn't, but it has most of the OG cast is in it. Evan Peters is back. Jessica Lange is back. A lot of the OG, Billy Lord is back. A lot of the OG cast is back.
Yeah.
Worth it. Yeah.
So that's coming. And then I think it's 2 weeks, something like that. Once we're done with Lazarus, we'll have Stranger Things we'll be doing. And it'll be episodes 3 and 4 of Lazarus, Kelly. But I think what we're going to do, we're going to make sure it all fits in the schedule. So do check Discord. But I think what we're going to probably do is hold off on Lazarus. We might as well hold off on Lazarus till Scarlet comes back, because we should, assuming I figured it out right, have time to have 2 more episodes of Lazarus. We can cover 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and then it should lead right up into the next week of
No,
doing.
you mean for your Lazarus deep dive show? We will continue.
We will be doing episode 3 and 4. I didn't even think about that. That's going to.
We will be doing a short review of episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah, we will be reviewing 3 and 4, but I believe we're going to probably do the deep dive next week. And as long as that works out, that we can do that, and then the following week have 5 and 6. Then the week after that, I believe, is going to be Stranger Things. It should all fit that way. If we do, then we'll just probably wait till next week for the deep dive.
Okay, I'm thoroughly lost, but it'll all be in Discord, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, the point is, we're probably not having that show on Wednesday this week. Was the point of that? It's probably going to be held off a week, but we do have Fandom Access tomorrow, so make sure you guys all come. Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, that'll be coming up tomorrow, and yeah, what other shows? Is there any other shows that are starting soon?
Nope, I think that's it for the next week or two.
Things, yeah. That we'll be covering. So, all righty. Well, thank you everybody for coming. If you missed it, remember that you can check out our trivia one that we had on the night before Halloween as well. You can still watch it and follow along with the trivia, even if it's already over. Have some fun with that. It was mostly Halloween trivia, but I mean it was creature trivia, monster trivia, different things. It was fun. Yeah. And we'll try to do another trivia of some kind somewhat soon. But yeah, until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Please make sure you subscribe to SciFi Vision.
Yes,
yes, and like and hype the video. Pluribus is coming. Yeah.
I intend to watch that.
Yes, I think we'll be covering that on Fandom Access. I don't know that we need to do a separate show, but we'll be covering that.
All right.
I'm not sure what Zip Zap was. Was that something that had to do with? Was that something that had to do with
what?
The other show? I don't know. I don't know what that meant. I thought maybe it had to do with American Horror Story. Zip Zap and Chip Chap. I don't know what that is. All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.